I found the same thing at Harbor Freight, so we're going to replace this with a new one. Looks like the same one to me, so let's go ahead and do a little unboxing here, see what we got. So this was about 35 bucks at Harbor Freight, and looks like someone already owned this one. So hopefully all the pieces are here. Oh, you got the wheel. I guess I got to put the wheel on. I really don't need the wheel because I'm not going to be hand moving it around. Here's your instructions. I'm not going to be hand moving the thing around, but to buy a foot rather than a wheel costs a little bit of money. So, but I'm not seeing the handle for this. Oh, there it is. It's going to be inside this bag with the bolts and the stuff, but I can use the stuff from the old one. So let me go ahead and start taking the old one off. See, this is where you mount the wheel right here, guys. The bolt's going to be inside that bag. So it's an 11/16 inch, but I need a deep socket. So luckily I had one, so I could get in here with it. It's a little tight, but it looks like it's lining up just fine. So, oh, I'm going to need the other side. I'm going to need an open face to grab on the other side here as well. So the reason this is so tight is it's not quite 11/16 because the open face 11/16 wouldn't fit on the other side. So I'm just going to grab with a crescent wrench here. And once I get it loose, I'll just be able to do it by hand. I'm going to actually get a piece of wood to block this up in the air so I can remove that without it falling here. All right, I got 3 of them off now. I just blocked it up with a couple blocks of wood. And it's the bolt, it's the nut that goes on the bolt, and then there's 2 washers. One's a regular washer and the other one's a compression washer to hold the bolt from, or the nut from loosening up as it goes. So it's pretty simple, just these 2 brackets, and boom, it just fell right off. So I'm going to pull the bolts out. You can't see that right now, but I'm going to pull the bolts out, set them off to the side here, and then we're going to bring the other one in and put it in place. As you can see, it has 2 different ways it can go. It's got a divot like this, and if you put that, try to line that up with the actual strut, the structure, it won't fit in between that. And I figured out that the reason it's there is to you want these 2 up against the actual structure here, because that keeps the pins from hitting into the structure. If it was sunken down in, these pins wouldn't recess. And what's nice about this system is there's holes on all the sides, so it can turn. You can bolt it this way, but then you can turn it any way. You can go this way or that way, so you can spin it. When you spin it up for travel, you can spin it this way or you could spin it that way. You can spin it forward or back, which is nice. So they put 4 holes in there, which is pretty cool. So I also figured out the old plate is different than the new plate. You can see that the old plate's got 2 high, 2 low, so it didn't matter which way, but this one's only got 1 high and 3 low, which is smart because that gives you more of an option for how thick of a piece of metal you're attaching it to. I flipped this over because it was upside down and it wasn't lining up, so that's why I wanted to point this out. So this should be high, these should be low. So here's your tire down here, and that'll give you the right position. It does line up with the way he had it originally. So what I did now is I just strung a bolt through the top holes, and you can see that indention right here is actually going to hold the plate away from the actual metal here, so the pins have can recess in. That's made on purpose that way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put these in place like that. I'll just put one for now. Then I'm going to put on my regular washer first, right? And then I'm going to put on my compression washer. You can see how it's got, hopefully you can see this, it's got a divot in it, and that helps it squish down and hold the nut from coming off due to vibration. So I'm going to put this kind of in place to kind of hold it there. Now that I got that in place, I can go ahead and do the first bottom one here. String that through. Now I'm going to string it through the hole that's close enough here If I can get it there. Oh, hold on now. Now I put this on upside down, see? So I'm gonna have to flip the piece over. So there, you get to learn from my mistakes here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take these washers off, and then I'm gonna put it this way. So now I can see that this hole down here, hopefully you can see that, right? That one's gonna line up just underneath the metal bracket. So then I got this other bolt down here, and see how that's strung through right at the bottom. So you just got to make sure your holes are lined up on your upper and your lower, and the gap is more down below. So there, I got two on, so now I can release it a little bit and not have to worry about holding it in place. Let me put these other ones on. Now I've hand tightened them all into place, pretty snug, and so I'll just grab the back there, and I'm just gonna give this just 2 spins on the top, 2 spins on the bottom, so I don't make it crooked, right? So I gave them all another half turn or so to get them a little bit more snug, and then I'll just give them the last little half turn right there. So rather than using the brand new tire and all the new parts, I'm just going to use all the old parts because they're still good, and that way I've got untouched brand new parts for it still laying around. So something I didn't think about, because I was looking at the old wheel and the new wheel. I was looking at the new wheel and it's got a smaller hole, but this one actually has a shaft I found on the ground over there, and the new one doesn't have that, so I really didn't think much about it. So you got to put this metal shaft in the old style. I don't think, if you're buying a new one, guys, I don't think you're going to have to worry about it. And then go ahead and just throw that bolt right through there, and that helps the plastic not get damaged over time from the wheel spinning. In case I didn't mention this, I'm using a 3/4 inch for this, but one of the cool things about having that metal shaft too is you end up pinning these 2 metal pieces here on the left and right onto the shaft, so you know you're tight, and it's set up just a little bit wider than the wheel itself, so you can see there's a little bit of play there, and then it's tight, plus the plastic inside the nut will hold it into place. So that's actually, I think, a better system than the new one, where you got to kind of leave your own gap in order to not pinch the wheel. The only thing left is the handle, so I took the old handle off. Uh-oh. Yep, nope, this isn't going to work on this new one because it's a different size hole. It's going to be a bigger unit, so I got to use the new handle. Let's grab that. All right, there's the new handle. You can see it's more bulbous. Instead of being just flat, it's got like a raised center, and instead of being 9/16 nut, it's a 11 instead of a 9/16, it's an 11/16, and that's definitely a bigger thread and a wider shaft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger in here so it doesn't pop out. Then I'm going to go ahead, I don't know, you could see that it's cut on both sides so it's flat, and then there's a flat part in here. So you go through and you got to kind of just spin it till you get the flat part to go into the hole. There it is. Then I'm going to go ahead and then this one, compared to the other one too, has that silicone. I think it's silicone or Teflon. It's a Teflon insert in the nut, and that holds it from falling off a lot easier. So all we have to do now is just tighten this down without the flat parts coming out of the shaft of the actual handlebar, because then it'll just spin in circles. And once I get there, I just give it one more little tweak, put it on there, and then there's a gap once again, just like the tire. You got a little gap so it can spin like that, you know. Now that's, oh, and I did it backwards. All right, guys, you get to see all my mistakes here today. This is great. Make sure you put it with with the handle facing outwards. I thought of that earlier too, and then I was like, oh, I got to make sure I put that on the right way, and then of course I put it on the wrong way. Nice and tight. That still spins, and now I can go around, right? So let me show you how this is gonna spin up real quick as well. All right, guys, so now that that's in place, you can tilt this. You can either go forward or back. Generally, you want to go back, and then it locks into place. Now this is hanging down. I don't like that. I'm going to probably put a little bungee strap here to hold it up. Because, oh, maybe you can just tighten it. I think if you tighten it all the way, then you can tighten it so it's in an up position like that. So now it's going to hold up. See that? Up in the air rather than hanging down where it could hit something. So just go ahead and tighten it up so the wheel's tight on the shaft. Hopefully you can see that right there. And it's good to go. Pull that handle, tip it down, lock it into place, lower it, which I'm going to do to take these boards out. All right, guys. Check out another video. Click that link there. Check out our channel. Click this link over here. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. That'll help our channel grow. We have all kinds of videos out there, stuff like this. We got animals, we got tiny houses, we got travel logs, all kinds of stuff. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.